Good evening, I'm Nick Owen. First tonight, cheated of justice, the words of a grandmother who's been through an almost unimaginable ordeal. 5 months ago, she had to come to terms with the murders of her daughter and 2 granddaughters. Now she's been told that the man accused of their murder has killed himself. Here's Lindsay Doyle.
Devastated. They've took everything away from us. Everything. The only help I had was being Lisa's voice. Now I can't be that.
Robbed of the justice she craved, Elaine Cartwright's 25-year-old daughter Lisa Higgins and her 2 little girls, 6-year-old Keithley and 3-year-old Demi, was stabbed to death at their home in Willenhall near Walsall on Christmas Eve. Last night, the man accused of their murder, Lisa Higgins' partner, Spencer Smith, was found hanged in his cell at Blakenhurst Prison near Redditch in an apparent suicide.
They were trusted with him, and obviously they shouldn't have been.
Blakenhurst Prison has the worst record in the country for suicides. The prison has a clear policy on monitoring prisoners who may be considered to be a threat to themselves. A suicide watch system is broken down to 3 levels. Level 1, the prisoner is under constant surveillance. Level 2, the prisoner is checked every 15 minutes. Level 3, the prisoner is checked every hour. Spencer Smith was on Level 2.
I know that we have come out very poorly in the scores for the year of how many deaths have been at Blakenhurst. The staff do act professionally. The management is well aware that it's an issue that needs to be addressed.
But for a grieving mother and grandmother, the system has let her down.
And West Mercia police have confirmed tonight they're investigating the death of Spencer Smith on behalf of the coroner. As you may have just seen, there were extraordinary scenes in the House of Commons today. The Prime Minister, Tony Blair, was hit by purple powder thrown from a public area and the sitting was suspended. It emerged it was a protest by the group Fathers for Justice, and it seems the tickets had been offered as prizes at a charity auction by a former Newcastle-under-Lyme Labour MP, Lynn Golding. Earlier today, Baroness Golding read out this statement.
I regret to inform the House that the people involved in the incident earlier today at Prime Minister's questions were there at my invitation. I am, of course, deeply distressed by this. As your lordships would expect, I am giving all the information I have to the authorities.
Amazingly, the protesters hatched the plan at a hotel in Shropshire. Fathers for Justice meet at the Stretton Hall Hotel in Church Stretton. It's owned by Charlie Baker, who's also a member of the protest group.
The reason for the publicity stunt, if you like, is to bring it to the media's attention again, in the same way that they were for the bridges and the cranes that people have climbed, to let everyone know that we're not going away with, no result, and we need the family law courts reformed.
2 men have been arrested this evening. They're being questioned by police. Bikers have remained defiant tonight despite calls for unofficial rallies on public roads to be banned. It follows the death of a woman who was struck after a motorcycle careered out of control and crashed into a crowd who'd gathered to watch. Emma North reports.
Gearing up for a summer's evening on the open road, up to 1,000 bikers gather for a weekly event at a Warwickshire pub. 24 hours ago, another unauthorised rally, this time at Bassett's Pole in Birmingham. A 37-year-old Birmingham woman died after a biker lost control and ploughed into a crowd of spectators. The meeting isn't illegal, but the police do monitor the action. Last night, one of the patrol cars was dealing with another emergency when the crash happened.
It's always been our biggest fear that we'll get somebody hurt here. And I have to say, since 2001, the way we've policed it appears to have worked. Obviously now we need to reappraise, and we're always looking to see whether we can improve on the way we perform.
Meanwhile, the evening continues for the bikers in Warwickshire, who maintain their hobby isn't dangerous.
It's always the same, you get one accident and everyone's painting with the same brush. Bikers are not nutters, they're just out for a good time, bit of a laugh.
It's just the odd 1 or 2 idiots that you'll get those in everything. Meetings like this aren't a group of mobs getting together and going out and driving dangerously. Predominantly most riders are safe.
A 28-year-old biker from Birmingham has been arrested and is being questioned about last night's death. Emma North, BBC Midlands Today, Warwickshire.
Now, it's not too pleasant, but it is a fact of life. If you're a responsible dog owner, you have to accept that you need to clean up after your pet or pay the price. Well, today one man paid that price, £500. But should more councils be taking a similarly tough line? Joan Cummins reports.
There are more than 6 million dogs in Britain today, and between them they produce around 900 tonnes of excrement a day. It's got to go somewhere, and local authorities increasingly use dog wardens to get the message across that it's better to bag it and bin it than face a fine for leaving it. But when John McColm denied his pet Shar-Pei puppy Leo had fouled a park, he found himself one of the first people in the region to be taken to court.
I think it's so unfair that I can be accused of this, and there's no way of me proving that I didn't allow my dog to do it.
Coventry City Council remain adamant that they are not going to tolerate anybody who doesn't clean up after their dogs. They say if you break the law, they're going to prosecute you. Joan Cummins, BBC Midlands Today, Coventry.
Finally, congratulations to Worcestershire cricketers Graham Hick and Ben Smith. They put on the highest partnership at New Road for more than a century today in the match against Gloucestershire. 417 no less, with 262 from Hick, 187 from Smith. That's all from the late team. Back to Hugh Edwards. Good night.